If the camera isn't rolling, it doesn't matter what I say.
My opinion does not matter unless it's on film, on record.
16 gauges running away.
Cowboy Zach! Thanks for
Almost forgot my hat.
ding dong!
Yeah!
Welcome to the wild, wild west of Twink Twank Twunk.
Yeehaw, partners! Golly, we are gobsmacked to have you here with us today.
My name is DIVOS, your favorite piece of walking, talking visual art. Yes, the survivor of a terrible crash at the intersection of glamour and comedy.
Well, yeah, and I'm Zach. I was born at the intersection of a pig pen and a ranch. I'm a farm boy from the south of Los Angeles. I mean, of California.
Oh,
Come on now, y'all.
Real knee slapper, baby, knee slapper.
Welcome to the podcast, y'all.
Should we talk about iconic road trip visuals for a second?
I would love to. Do you have any in mind?
Well, I just want to show them the cowboy boots, Zach. Hi, audio listeners. And happy almost Pride Month!
Hey, happy almost Pride Month!
So, Zach is wearing a yellow faux crocodile. I want to say faux. We're gonna lock in faux.
Wait, this?
He's clicking his heels for you audio listeners. Cowboy boots, and I got those when Papa Jerry passed away. Love you, Papa Jerry. We drove his car from New Orleans to California so that I could use it out here. And there was a huge cowboy boot barn, like the size of a Costco. All they did was sell cowboy boots. And I went in and rolled all over the floor. I pretended like I was a gunslinging up to no good debaucherous member of the Wild Wild West. And I selected those cowboy boots.
Did they roll on the floor in the Wild West? Probably.
I'm referencing this Alyssa Edwards clip from All Stars 2 where she's rolling around. I'll show you. It's really funny. But
Okay.
the camera 2 will know. But yeah, so Cowboy Boot Barn is my first one. What else?
Oh, was it called Cowboy Boot Barn?
Or Boot Barn. I think it was something like that. Yeah.
They have one of those in LA. I passed it before, a Cowboy Boot Barn. I've always wondered who would go to a Cowboy Boot Barn to buy cowboy boots. I have the answer.
Hi.
Maybe I'll get some for Coachella, just for fun.
Okay.
Just to have,
Yeah.
Because why not? I am woefully unprepared for Coachella.
Oh my god.
Woefully. Oh my
It's
goodness.
musical festivals. Imagine a musical festival.
Oh
my gosh. People.
I respect musicals. I like them. A whole festival of them.
That would be a lot. But it's almost music festival season, and we have a lot of outfits to do.
Yes.
I think I'm only doing boy outfits this year, but
Are you really?
Yeah, I don't think I want to do all that. I went to Coachella in drag last year to ask people about the Tennessee drag bands. I have a video. We can link it on the screen. It was a good experience. It's just a lot. I'm definitely more prepared to do it now than I was last year. I think last year I was it was my first time, I think, traveling with DIVOS, so I didn't really know what I was doing in terms of what I needed to bring or what looks would work.
Did you pack too much? Did you pack too little?
I think I just didn't prepare enough at all. Really, the outfit I wore. Oh my god. The outfit that I wore, I think, was just pasties on the top.
It was a purple outfit, right?
Yeah. And it was a purple hair with a big hat I got from Felony Dodger, who was on Dragula. I rhinestoned it. And then it was a quinceañera dress I got from Goodwill that I pulled down to be a skirt. and I wore my furry, purple people eater boots.
You looked good.
It was a look, but
yeah, you definitely elevated this year. I think the hard part of traveling with DIVOS is, I see here, there's always something last minute that you need, last minute you forget, and just to prep all that ahead of time and make sure it's doable to do it ahead of time. It's just difficult.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah.
But what kind of looks do you want to turn for Coachella?
Well, I don't know.
You've never been.
I've never been. This is my first time. Mm-hmm. Actually, this year was a big first for festivals. I guess the past year, from last March. I went to Outside Lands for the first time.
So cool.
Amazing. If you've never been, it's like Coachella, but just in the Golden State Park in San Francisco. So you're surrounded by trees. It was super foggy.
It was like you're in a rainforest.
It was amazing. So I'm nervous that Coachella won't live up, but also it's Coachella. I'm sure it will. And Rufus Du Sol is doing a 3-hour set this year.
Rufus Du Sol, Chaperone.
Chaperone.
It's gonna be really fun. So, You skipped the outfit question.
Yes,
but
okay.
We're going to dial back. For example, so one year I did like steampunk for one of my outfits. One year I did pastel for one of my outfits. One year I did like monochromatic, very DIVOS for one of my outfits.
Very DIVOS.
So what are you thinking? I mean, this honestly would be a pretty fun Coachella outfit.
This is not bad. I think it'd be very hot in this outfit.
Mm-hmm.
I want to go for like comfort. Frankly, mostly not above style, but like I want to be comfortable. You know,
Right.
I don't want to wear shoes that I'm gonna have to walk around in all day. I don't want to wear a shirt that I find like uncomfortable. But in terms of styles and fashions, I mean, truthful, I haven't thought about it. This would all be off the dome.
Let's check in on the dome. Dome, come on in.
Dome,
what you got?
come on in.
Oh, look at the style
my
there. Even
goodness.
under the cowboy hat, that's the attention to detail we need. So, wait, I have to say to camera too quickly, we acknowledge that Coachella is not the best platform for queer rights. In fact, they donate against queer rights. So, we're going to go there and be obnoxiously gay. Last year, we did a Gaychella Day, which was really fun and obnoxious.
That's
we
really
understand the issue, and we are working to be gayer and louder. So outside lands, what was your let's go through some of our past music festivals.
Oh my god.
What are your favorite memories? Can I start?
Yes, you can start.
So one year for Coachella, I was not going to go, and then the Friday before, my friend Megan Lee, hi Megan,
Hi, Megan Lee.
didn't want to go anymore, so I got it for like a crazy low price. But I had stuff to do all weekend, so what did I do? I drove to Coachella
I remember
and
this.
back from Coachella every single day. That means I slept in except for one day when I slept in my car in the parking lot of a grocery store, which was
so heinous.
very hot. It was totally fine until I woke up and it was like so hot in the car because I forgot to crack the windows. It was a little
Yeah.
dangerous, but it was so fine. And what I loved about that music festival, if you've been to a music festival, you probably know it can be like a lot going with a group because everyone wants to see different things. At Coachella in particular, there is no cell service for some reason. So if you get separated from your group, you're gone. Like it's just game over for you.
You're done.
And so I've had those experiences. They're fun, obviously, to be with your friends. I would recommend to the viewers at home, go with like 2 or 3 of your best friends.
Although I don't know, we did it outside lands. We brought a very good group. Maybe it was under your guidance, but like I didn't really bother myself with who was being where and who wanted to watch what. I just went to the sets where I wanted to go to, and I guess the benefit of a big group, there was always friends at that set because there was someone that wanted to watch.
So
it.
yeah, so maybe if you have a big enough group, my advice is wrong. But what I said, and I just remembered, do exactly what you want at all times at music festivals. Be selfish. The way you're gonna be like, oh, that was a frustrating day, is if you let someone drag you somewhere you don't want to go. Just be selfish. Do what you want to do. Anyway, so the year I went alone, what I wanted to do is I would go into the festival, and then on the night that I didn't have to drive back, so I was just sleeping in my car, I wanted to drink a little bit, but I didn't have any alcohol. So what I did is I made friends with people in the camping area, which is right outside the main area of the festival.
Yeah.
And I'd go out of the festival, get drinks with them, run back into the festival. When I was sobering up, I went back outside, said hi to my friends, got drinks with them. Because people have brought so much alcohol in, they don't care about giving it away. Like if you're being nice and vibing with them, it's very communal.
How close is the parking lot to the actual music festival?
You can go in and out if there's no. Honestly, you can go in and out within 5 minutes.
Really? Because outside lands, it was a far. You can
No. Very different. Coachella's more it's everything is right there. It's in a big lot.
I guess you're not in a city, so it's they bring everything to right outside the area of it. So there's no park to walk through or guidelines in that sense.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, it's on a golf course.
Oh, is it really?
But a fairground. Oh, it's a fairground.
I'll see when
It's a fairground.
It's a fairground.
Hi, fairgrounds.
Fairground, come on in.
All my fairgrounds at home.
Fairground. It's all justice because it's a fairground.
Oh, it's very fair. It's a democratic union. Yeah.
All the artists at Coachella are elected. They're not
Elected
they're not
officials.
hired.
So, Zach, if you were going to do a Coachella set right now, what 3 songs would you perform?
Oh gosh. Oh, putting me on the spot. Wait, would I perform?
Yes, you live
Me live?
in concert.
I'd want to do a sick guitar solo, so I'd probably do a song not Freebird, that's tacky. Golden by Corey Wong. I've listened to it a lot recently.
Okay.
It's got this amazing guitar solo in the middle. It's
no idea what that
fantastic.
song is, but
That's okay.
okay.
And I want to do something that really makes me happy. So I'd probably
Right.
do a song by Empire of the Sun, you know?
Ooh.
Alive by Empire of the
Oh my
Sun.
God.
Walking on a Dream.
Okay.
Yeah, I love that. Then my third song.
And this is all saying you have the vocals for it, guarantee.
Well, of course.
Which we do.
Well, if I had the vocals for it, I would perform Higher by Rihanna.
Higher by Rihanna.
As long as I have the vocals for it, of course. Stars.
Yes. Okay, so what I would perform, my 3 songs. I go out very bubblegum pop. Like, very, like, oh my gosh, like, she's gonna be, like, so, like, normal. Like, oh my god. Like, is that, like, Miley Cyrus and Hannah Montana days?
What is bubblegum pop?
Like, Marina, like, Prima Donna Girl, How to Be a Heartbreaker. Chapel's a little bubblegum pop to me.
I like it.
But I wouldn't start bubblegum pop. I'd be like, hi, like, I'm so excited to be here. Like, it's gonna be such a... Where are my freaks? Are you different? Because I definitely am. And I'd lead with Creep by Radiohead. And
Whoa! I'm a weirdo! What the hell are you doing here? I don't belong here! Good song!
So that's what I'd lead with, to really let people know we're having fun.
Yeah.
And then I would actually go into something, like, very, like...
kind of poppy.
Very poppy, like... And to show some vocal range. Maybe Guts by Augustine.
Whoa! I love that song.
Dun, 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 dun. And then I want, like, a big choreo number. So I think I'd probably end with, like, Blackpink. Like, because that's also... I think that those songs were, like, designed for concerts.
Well, they were. Like, actually.
Yeah.
K-pop is all about concerts and touring.
Like, Playing with Fire. Like, it's the one that goes... Da 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 da.
Yes! Okay, your friends go... Wait, was it? Still looking for love. It's very concerty and stagey.
Wouldn't that be so fun?
That would be awesome.
Yeah, so that would be really fun. That's my dream 3 songs.
You know, I will say why those are good songs. It's not because they're just good songs, but they're good performance songs. They're good concert songs. I've been to concerts before where I love the music on Spotify. I love the artists, but they just don't really have a.
They're not performers.
They're not performers. You know, I backseat lovers, the Backstreet Boys,
The Backstreet
Lovers. I went there for a concert because my friend was a big fan. I like their song. They had that one song, "Kill Me Girl." You know, I overheard that she was 19.
Oh, love that song.
It's a great song. Like the rest of the.
But give them a little bit more so they know what you're talking about.
I understood that he was 19. Fake ID and a nosebleed. There's other words after that I kind of forget, but it's a great song. The rest of their songs were also pretty good. They weren't performers.
Yeah.
And the guy came back out to do an encore, and he sang like a slow ballad, a slow love
That's
song.
so surprising because that's such a fun and upbeat song. You'd think that they'd like want to perform.
As did I, but it just
Bizarre.
it was a fun night, but I was just kind of a bit like, really?
But what's a concert that you've loved?
My best concert I've ever been to. I was there with my best friend and other best friend and roommates.
Oh my god.
Megan Lee. Remember her?
Why can't he get on the Patreon? He lives here. Megan Lee.
Get on the Patreon.
Yeah, because he asked for the stickers too. He's like, oh my god, no!
He's not getting a sticker unless he pays for one.
$5, Megan.
Come on, Megan Lee. Anyways, I went to Berkeley to visit my best friend Megan Lee when he was going there. And we went to see L'Imperatrice.
Mm-hmm.
It's this French techno band. We had no idea who they were. They just got off of Coachella that year, so they were kind of doing a tour in the California area.
So they were already pretty big.
They were these. I think it was a smaller stage at Coachella. It was amazing. I had no expectations. I had no idea what it was. The tickets were like $10. It was insane. And they were the best performance I'd ever seen in my life.
How would you describe their music?
Their music is very well, first off, hum. One, it's French. Like there's talking in French, which is already just so cool and classy and fun to me. It's kind of techno. It's kind of like Daft Punk, but a bit more modern, a bit more lighthearted and fun than Daft Punk was. Yeah.
When I heard, I saw some of their set at Outside Lands. It sounded very instrumental to me.
It is also very instrumental, but they throw in a lot of like funky techno beats like in the background. And I mean, I'll show you some songs. They're amazing. They performed amazing. I saw them at Outside Lands. They were also amazing. And the best part is they all wear these matching hearts, LED hearts on their lapel or on their chest that change color every song. They all match and they like beat to the beats.
That's really cool.
It's awesome. They're just stunning.
So that was a little music festival teaser. I think we'll talk more about it in probably next week's episode. But
yeah,
we're very excited. We love live music like a lot.
It's one of the best things in the world, honestly.
Yeah. But we have to keep moving for this episode because we have a lot of really fun things to talk about.
We do.
2 days ago, Zach and I and Megan Lee were looking at a relaxing Saturday evening when we decided to play this game where you would like roll for Yahtzees.
Friday evening.
So you would be like, if I roll a Yahtzee, which is trying to get 5 dice to each have the same number on it in 3 turns, then you have to do this. And we were doing like really silly, crazy things.
Like if I roll a soft Yahtzee, which is like Yahtzee rules, you get 3 turns to do it. Devin, you have to go sleep in the garage for a week. Like,
right. Or Zach, if I roll a soft Yahtzee, then you have to fly to an Asian country, and first thing you do while getting off the plane is throw your passport away. Like, just fun and innocent things like that.
Of course, very kooky, very kooky.
And we were not getting them. Like, literally, none. And then finally, I was like, okay, Zach, if I roll a soft Yahtzee, you have to go gamble $300 across like a whole night. And we were like, ha ha ha.
In Vegas.
In Vegas. And I roll 3 5s. And so I have 2 dice left. I roll a 4th 5. And then I roll the last one, and the 5 comes up, and we like erupt. Like it was electric. It was electric. And we look at each other, and I had stopped drinking. Like I just didn't feel like drinking that night, which is like random when we're all like at home together, like hanging out.
Yeah.
And Megan Lee was like, "Should we go to Vegas right now?" And we were just like, I think, like, why not? Like, who cares?
It's like midnight at this point too.
It was midnight, so we were like, let's just go to Vegas. So we packed really quick. We got in the car. We got chocolate, and we literally just drove to Vegas.
We got there like 4:30 in the morning. We slept in the parking lot of a Vaughn's the night before
for like 2 hours.
Like 2 hours. Woke up like it was 9:30 that we woke up. Just got some breakfast. We didn't even get breakfast.
We just went.
We just went straight to the casinos and just started going at it.
We pre-gamed and we went to the casinos and we had like the best time.
I don't know about you, but that was my first time like gambling.
No, me too.
Really, especially in Vegas. I had so much fun. We started with slot machines. I won like $20 on my first roll, cashed out.
Yeah.
Right after that, then we went and played roulette, which
we got so lucky.
I know we did.
We won like most of the roulette games, and then Zach picked a random number and then got that number, like which is like a 1 in like 50 chance or something, 1 in 40 chance. And so we were just like, la 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 la. I love the Vegas. I love to gamble.
we did. Megan Lee, I think, lost almost everything.
Well, so then we went to blackjack, and it was this really cool blackjack table where you got to like double your bets. They gave you a double for free if you got low cards. And,
if you got in your hand a 9, a 10, or an 11, they would give you like a free bet on the house. So if you won, you would like triple your money.
Or triple,
triple what you put in.
Right.
Which doesn't make sense to me because a 9, a 10, or an 11 is not a bad hand.
No.
Because if you get a 10, you have a 19, a 20, or a 21, which is a great hand.
That's what I'm saying. And also you got free splits, so you could split your thing for free and bet twice. It was like, I don't really understand why you wouldn't like play that all the time, but
well, the way they won it back was on 22, the dealer would push, like so no one won, so they didn't bust on 22.
But you didn't lose.
Pushed.
Like you know what I mean? You still get your stuff back, and you could bet on her getting a 22, which was like a 30-1 win rate.
It's true, yeah.
All I'm saying is I started with $45 and I left with over 200, baby. Rich. And what about you? What were your winnings?
I came in with 300 was like my budget. I only bet 100, and I came out with 160. So I was also rich.
And we were being so obnoxious on roulette. Like Zach was getting into all because you can bet on like odds or evens or like a snake or.
My favorite was the red snake. It was like this betting pattern that kind of looped through the board.
Yeah. But not me. I just pressed red every time, and I was winning. Because they have on the screen the history of the roulette spins, which, if you know anything about statistics, it doesn't matter at all.
It's bullshit. Complete bullshit.
It doesn't do anything because it's still going to roll, and it's still going to land where it wants to land. And it made me feel a little bit sad for like people that don't have like the educational background to understand that is the case. Because if you understand statistics. Like for blackjack, I was noticing if I just didn't take another card, if I got like 15 through 19, she was busting most times. So I was like, I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to sit, and it was working.
Yeah, she was.
She was busting all over the table.
She was busting all over the place.
And then paying me for it. Like,
paid you for the pleasure.
I've never gotten paid after a bust before. Like usually I have to get it up front.
Well, usually it's also illegal, but not in Vegas.
Is it illegal?
Prostitution.
Is that illegal?
Yes.
Really?
Absolutely. Like, very much so.
Kimmer too? I don't think it is.
To pay for sex?
And why is that illegal?
It's illegal.
That's F. Why?
I think something to do with, like...
That's just religion. No, I'm serious. What other reason is there? What's the problem?
It might be religion. I think part of it is like prostitution is traditionally like a very like dangerous for the woman industry because like people control the prostitutes and there's not like nobody doesn't necessarily go to them. It goes to like their boss. So it's not a very savory practice.
But escorting's not illegal.
What is escorting?
I think it's just like being a companion.
Yeah. It's not.
Wow.
If there's no sex, then it's totally fine.
If you know about this at home, let us know.
I'm like 99% sure that just straight prostitution illegal.
I have a quick educate the straight. Can we do it quickly?
Yeah.
So Sylvia Riviera and Martha P. Johnson, who were the people that the Stonewall riots were the first brick, all those, very iconic because part of queer history is that like neither of them were even at the event, but they tell the story like they were there. So like it's more so about like what it means, what the event means than the details because the details aren't correct.
Sure.
Which is iconic. But you talk about people prostituting, hoeing out, like so many people in that generation, like even the ones you hear about, I think both Sylvia Riviera and Martha P. Johnson passed away on the streets, living on the streets. They had arcs of their life where they started, I believe it was called STAR, which was a transgender like office / housing project. They did all these different things, but neither one of them made it off the streets by the end of their life, which is, it's just like crazy to think about because that was really not that long ago. And, the evolution of rights. And that's why I'm so shocked about prostitution being illegal because I know for a lot of transgender people in Santa Monica, or not Santa, yes, one street in Santa Monica and then one of the cross streets in Hollywood was known for like having the girls and they would just always like stay on the corner.
Really?
People would drive by and pick them up. And so I didn't realize that was like, but anyway, I just like to talk about that little queer history because it's just like fascinating and very sad and just interesting that, oh my God, has this been like hanging over? Have I been looking chubby?
I didn't notice it
at
all.
Okay, quick educate this great. It's important to talk about.
It is important
to talk about. What were we talking about before that? Oh, Vegas. So we had an amazing time. We're rich now. We're looking to put a down payment on the house. If you have any good real estate near you, or if you are a real estate agent yourself, please let us know.
Give us a call.
Yeah. And on the topic of finances, do you know what episode it is, Zach?
It is episode 8.
So we said no to the corporations for this episode. And guess who's sponsoring?
We are!
Motherfucker! Sponsoring our podcast! Bam! 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 Here are the 4 stickers, plus the exclusive Zach sticker. And can you fucking believe how iconic this Zach sticker is?
The artist did me so well.
We didn't even ask for it, and that was the proportions we got back. So maybe because I asked for sometimes her to make my waist skinnier than it is, she's like, well, we might as well bring up what we're supposed to bring up.
Bump me out a little
Biceps, enormous, audio listeners.
Huge. I had the King Cobra traps.
Literally. He could fly away.
I could flap my wings.
So if you want those stickers, you have to subscribe to the Patreon by the 15th, which is coming up very soon for that month's set of stickers, and they're gone forever. So make sure you get in that Patreon. Thank you to our producers, Angelique and Chris Bennett, as well as Stephanie and Doug Lewis.
Thank you both.
So get on those stickers. They're so cool. And it really, like, the people that subscribe to our Patreon, it means, like, a lot to us. It just does.
It really does. Like, it's people that we love supporting us. And when it's people that we don't even know supporting us, it just warms my hearts.
And not to pull this card, but if you're my friend, you know that if you ask me for $5 at any point, I would just hand it to you without asking what it was for. So just give me the $5 and then come up to me at some point this month and ask for the $5 back. I'll give it to you. I don't care. It's not about it's about the support. God.
We have friends that text us every week like, oh, I'm loving it. I'm so religious. I'm like, well,
not loving it enough.
Are you?
Not loving it quite enough. Yes. That's the end of the advertisement portion. And now that we're back in reality, we love that you all listen. It's just so cool.
Even if you don't pay $5, just act like that our friends and people we love listen to the podcast. It really makes me so happy.
A lot of our friends will go out of their way to text us how much they like the pod, like on random days at random times.
Friends I didn't even know were watching the podcast, you know? And not only did they watch it, they liked it enough to text us about it, you know?
Last week's episode has over 400 views already, which is like a lot for a 40-minute episode. Like, that's a lot of people engaging with the content. So thank you so much for your support.
Once the Zach sticker drops, support is gonna skyrocket.
Baby. There's gonna be a Moisture Mayday.
Moisture Mayday. Oh, boner alert.
Moisture Mayday alert in the Los Angeles area.
We should do striptease videos, but just you taking off your nails.
Ooh, that's funny.
Raw and unfiltered underneath.
That's not a pretty process. I like comb them all. It's like,
well, people like the nastiness of it all.
The
you know?
grittiness.
The grittiness, yeah.
Ooh, you're sticking the head. So speaking of head, we mentioned it a little bit last week, but I want to talk about my hair transplant experience. What were you thinking about when I said head? Never had any complaints. No, my hair transplant. So I mentioned it last week. I want to go into the details because I think it's very interesting. Mm-hmm. First, what do you remember? I
remember all of it.
What do you remember about my hair transplant? I want to hear your perspective first.
Well, my perspective, I just remember before the hand transplant, it was something you talked about.
The hand transplant?
I'm sorry. The hand.
Like, this one's actually fresh off this extremely beautiful girl named Veronica from North Carolina. My hands were very masculine. I felt
cut
ugly.
Them off, get rid of them.
Yeah, so I guillotined it right off her.
The first ever successful hand transplant was in the Ronald Reagan Medical Center
at UCLA.
We were both tour guides. Oh, yes, we were.
Ding dong. No, but my hair transplant, I've been thinking about it for years.
For absolutely years. It's something, you didn't talk about it a lot, but you talked about it. I knew it was an insecurity. So you worked up to it. You got the money. You made it happen. I drove you there, if you recall. I drove your transplant in the morning.
And it was like a whole process. So like, there are two different options for hair transplant. You can get an FUE or an FUT. An FUT, they cut a strip of your head out, and then they sew you back together, and then they farm all the hair follicles from that. That's a little less expensive. Then the more expensive one is FUE, where they take individual follicles out and place it in your head. So I knew I wanted to get that one because I didn't want to strip in the back of my head. And so what I did is I found the office that I wanted to do the surgery, and I called them every month for 2 years to try. I told you this. And I was like, if anyone cancels, I would love to come in like last minute for like any kind of discounted rate. So I kept calling and calling. Eventually, I got a really good deal on the surgery. And it's like a lot. So I was very careful. I was like, if I'm doing this, I have to, really take it seriously, give it my best shot to do like every precaution I can. So you go in, it was kind of glam. They had like Netflix that you could like operate. You could, Alexa, you can play the music. Like, I got to order a Caesar salad. So I had laid on my back. They carved out with a little circle, 8,800 or 8,000 individual follicles.
Like a mini melon baller.
A mini melon baller, scooping up my follicles. And then I have to take like a lot of anesthesia for some reason because they kept shooting the front of my head. And what's interesting is that your blood flows this way. So if you shoot here, everything under like your face is fine, but your scalp and stuff goes numb, which is just weird. That's just how your head works.
Interesting. Mm-hmm. I didn't know that. So you can feel your face and your nose. And
yeah. But So he kept shooting, and he's like, "Can you feel that?" I was like, "Yes." He's like, "No, you can't." I was like, "Bruh, like, why would I lie about you, like literally shooting shit? You're carving my head open. Like, why would I lie about that?" So I ended up getting a lot of anesthesia, and then they do individual slices where all the new follicles will be, and then they take the follicles and place them into the holes. So it's like a whole day process. We saw a picture of me from this experience a little while ago. I looked crazy afterwards.
When Devin came back from the surgery, it like inflamed your face. So like a day after, you look like the emoji of the little green alien whose head just goes boing.
Or those fish with like the big foreheads where the like, eyes are looking in different directions.
It took like 12 hours for your face like really engorge itself. So you got home and like you had the scars and it was red, you were bleeding a little bit, but like your face structure was fine. Mm-hmm. And then it went boing.
I know. And because I was being so careful, I didn't care about how I looked. So I walked around with my hair pulled back for like 2 weeks. And I just like looked like a crazy person, but I wanted it to go as well as possible.
And it did.
It's a dream come true.
And Devin, the surgery, by the way, went beautifully. Look at it all.
Yeah, so if you look really careful, I mean, it's dense, right?
It's dense.
So I picked this beautiful blonde.
Wow.
So it's just super voluminous, all natural.
So every time that DIVOS has to put on a wig, putting it into a ponytail.
Imagine getting
crazy.
This much hair underneath a wig. So.
Unreal.
No, but the hairline like couldn't be better. I'm posting a video on my YouTube channel, so you can see like the process of all of it. But it is like the best thing I've ever done for myself. I really believe that it's gender affirming surgery for, people say that like that is so dramatic, but I was waking up every day and looking at myself in the mirror and being like, I'm so ugly. Like literally like why, like I'm just going to get uglier. Like it's just going to get worse. Like I can't look up, like this is terrible. So I was like in my head, I was like, if I ever want to be like confident about how I look again, I have to do this. Otherwise, and I'm not like an unattractive person in general, but that's how badly it was affecting me. I was like, this is disgusting. Like, so I needed to do it, and I'm so happy about it, and I want to talk about it. I thought about not talking about it. Like, no, I didn't really think about not talking about it, but I was like, I could just say nothing and be like, oh, I've always had this hairline. But there's no resources. Yeah, there's no resources of people talking about getting a hair transplant. No one like wants to admit to it. So I want to make this video that'll be on my YouTube channels to give people like a access point to learn more. So
you should be a spokesperson.
I wish. A discount, baby.
Get it everywhere. Get only hair exactly where you want, laser it up everywhere else, or move it to other parts of your body.
It made me love cosmetic surgery. Like, I'm so much sooner to get another one because it was like so, like, it literally made my life so much better.
It did. I mean, it's just
everyone was like, "Don't do it. Don't do it. Oh my gosh, you're gonna look crazy. Like, it doesn't work." Like, but thank God I'm delusional.
Thank God. Would you ever get another cosmetic surgery?
Have you seen the people getting their jawlines enhanced?
Whoa.
If I stop drag, I might pump the jawline because it looks really cunty to me. It's very glam. They go out like this and up. So audio listeners, like from the chin, imagine drawing lines, but it goes like at a sharper angle out to your ears. So you're kind of like a cartoon character. So it goes like this and then up. I know, it's really cunty. It makes you look like a man. M-A-N, man.
That's why. Mm-hmm. Nothing is quite as manly as like a nice sharp cut of your gym jawline. Like,
that's it.
It's crazy. I watched a video once where this guy chewed like gum nonstop for like 2 weeks, like train his jaw. And it worked according to him. Like, it trained the muscles of his jaw.
We have a friend, Megan Lee, and you're lucky to be anonymous for this one. That got one of those ball chew toys that you can get to enhance your jaw.
What was it called? It was called
Jazzercise or Jazzercise.
It was called Jazzercise, and it was literally just a dog's chew toy. And the best part is, like a week in, he got his rashes, like right on,
really bad, like
really bad rashes, like the Joker on the side of his mouth. He's like, what is causing these rashes? And then I think the story he told me is he was thinking about it as he was like chewing on a thing, and then he went, no. And then he realized
his Jazzercise made him a Joker.
And then the best part, after it was done, after he healed, he bought a new one with like a different material and tried it again.
Yeah. If you were to get one plastic surgery, what would it be?
If I were to get one, I honestly don't really think about it too much. But
you're just perfect.
I'm just perfect. I would get arches in my feet is what I would do. I would get arched feet. Yes. I have, for all my viewers, I have very, very flat feet. Mm-hmm. It's not like a collapsed arch. I was just born with flat feet. Both my parents have very flat feet. Yeah. It hasn't affected me really at all.
Right.
Except, I think independently, every single one of my friends who's seen my bare feet has commented, wow, those are caveman feet. It's like flat feet.
Camera 2, imagine having the experience with your physical body where you have nothing that you've even considered changing. You're so lucky.
Well, I mean, like, bigger biceps,
Well, that's why we made the sticker.
Why pay for cosmetic surgery?
We have someone make a sticker
draw you very flattering
on Patreon now. Okay, do we have a bit of the week?
All right, so this week's bit of the week is one of my personal favorites. It's a Zach Lewis classic.
It's a key Zach moment.
Key Zach moment. If you're a Spotify user, I know you use Amazon Music.
Team Amazon Music. Amazon Music fans, comment down below. Pew, 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 pew. I get roasted for this. Okay, sorry.
So on the desktop version of Spotify, if you use it on your laptop, you can actually see, maybe you can do it on your phone. I haven't found it yet. You can see what all of your friends are listening to in that moment. So what I used to do and still do is I'll go in, I'll see my friend Megan Lee is listening to like Guts by Augustine. And so I'll text them and say, hey, have you heard the song Guts by Augustine? Like, I think you would love it. And usually they'll first respond like, oh my God, no fucking way. Like, I was just listening to that. I go, what? What a coincidence. Then when they change songs, I'll do, okay, I got one more recommendation. Have you heard like,
I'll give you Summertime Sadness by Lana Del Rey.
And they'll be like, what? Wait, how are you doing this? I'm like, what are you talking about? I'll just gas at them a little bit.
Because they're listening to it and he sees the song too.
Yeah. By the third time, they know I'm fucking with them and then they say something. But it's hilarious.
It's so entertaining. I've seen you do it live. It's thrilling.
It's so fun.
Because people think they're like experiencing like magic. Like the world is like aligning. Fibonacci sequence is falling into place. Like it's the same level of like looking at your friend's location there at Disneyland. You're like, gosh, like what I wouldn't do like to like be at Disneyland right now eating a churro. And they're like, no! They're like eating a churro at Disneyland. Very fun.
And nobody knows that you can see what other people are listening to. I think I've been the only one to use that at all.
Yeah, it's like there's like a social media panel of like, what are your friends?
I also love sending friends their own album. That's also really funny to me. Or their own playlists.
Their own playlist. Like, this one's great.
Yeah, like if you ever, I just did it to my friend Megan Lee. I was like, hey, if you're ever going to weddings, here's a great wedding hype playlist. She's like, what? It's hilarious.
So in summary, the more information you can have about your friends at all times, the better. Location, what they're listening to,
what they're eating, what they're wearing,
their blood sugar levels,
everything.
the more the better.
Glucose. All right, so I think it's time for our Twink Twank Twunk of the week.
It is.
It absolutely is. Can I go first?
Yeah.
My twink is just berries.
Berries. Yeah, that's a really good one.
Strawberries, raspberries, blueberries.
Yes.
And they're the twinks of the fruit world.
Oh my gosh, I love that. That's really, really funny. My twink of the week is the state of Rhode Island.
It's so tiny.
She's like an island, but she's not what she like wants to be. She's like so teeny tiny. Like, who lives there? I have no idea. Like, it talks about roads, but I haven't seen the roads. Like, Rhode Island is twink.
That's very twink. I'm going to go to my twunk next.
Okay.
My twunk is an Alaskan king-size bed. If you've never seen it before, it literally stretches from this wall to that wall.
You're on it today. Those are so cool.
I would love... Well, actually is objectively too much bed for any...
Too much bed.
Way too much bed.
God, how are you going to handle that much bed?
Oh, no. I can handle a California king. An Alaskan king?
I think I'd be able to find something to do with that bed.
What, somersaults? A floor
Choreography!
routine?
Yes, exactly. Music videos.
Okay. No.
Yes. You want to know what my twunk of the week is?
What?
Cowboys.
Oh!
A cowboy riding up on a stallion. Ooh, with the boots on. Mud on the boots. Yeah. A nice button-up shirt. Busting out of the button-up shirt. Ooh, a shotgun in the holster. Ooh, leather on their back, riding that cow, whip, ki-yay, yippee-yippee-yi-yay.
Yeehaw.
Cowboys are twank, baby. Oh, twunk!
Twunk.
They're not twank. They wouldn't like that.
They are twunk. No, I hate that. My twink is running shoes.
Okay.
Mhm.
Why?
I feel like a twink shoe would be something like like boat shoes or dock shoes.
Mhm.
A twunk shoe would kind of like working boots or cowboy boots. But a twink shoe is just like a running shoe. You know, it's not too dainty, but it's functional. It's right in between in terms of shoes.
Okay. My twank is udders.
Udders!
So twank. Cows have those udders flapping about. They just let people walk up and gaboonch their gutters. I just think I guess like cows' dairy is very twink to me in general. I'm in a dairy mood.
You're in a daring dairy mood.
Oh,
What happens?
That's our episode for the week.
Thank you all so much for watching and listening. I don't know. This is a lot of fun. It's an amazing episode.
Love the country themed episode. If you want to see me perform live in one of these looks, first and third Sunday of every Hamburger Mary. Shout out to our Patreon subscriber Tiffany for making this look that I just rhinestoned. Isn't it stun, you all? I can't wait to perform it tonight. All right, Twink Twank Twunk. Thanks so much. We'll see you next week.
All right, awesome.